Hello everybody, my name is Jeremy and today I'm going to be talking about the Michishige 11 Soul Reina graduation concert. So the concert started off with a Juice Juice performance. However, the Juice Juice performance was not included on the Tudo website for the video that I watched, so I can't properly review them or give any feedback towards them. However, it did begin with Love and Door, and I'm not exactly sure of this song because it's a very long title. I will say that Reina sounded much better than I've heard her sound in Love and Door, and Marina is sounding fantastic next to Reina. However, Marina still has this problem where she sings all the way down here and Reina's singing all the way up here, and to be a successful group, they both need to kick their vocals down and up a little bit. Reina needs to come down here and Marina needs to come up here because there's such this giant dissonance that they sound awkward next to each other, and I don't know which voice I like or dislike because they both have qualities that are good, but they both have qualities that aren't so good as far as the context of what they're trying to do with this band. That being said, they sounded much better than they have in the past, and I really liked their harmonies that they had going on this time, and there were bits and pieces that were really great, and there were also bits and pieces that really weren't that great. So I think that they need to really adjust themselves if they are going to be successful as a band. Second performance was another Love and Door performance, and again, Marina was just not really that good. Reina sounded great, and I give her a lot of praise for this particular song. Marina just sounded really awkward next to Reina as far as her vocals were concerned, and again, it's just one of those things that she really needs to work on the tone of her voice. And as Jacob said last night while he was watching it with me, that Love and Door is not really rock, it's more of pop rock, and the voice that Reina has for it is working to some extent, but Marina is just not working as far as the context of what they are trying to sing, because while they're doing rock instrumentations, the backing track for it all is very pop in nature. So the vocals that are being presented here are not really that fantastic, and again, they both just need to work on it in order to be successful as a group, and if they don't, then I don't see them being successful. I need to comment on the VTR because it was so freaking cute and adorable, and I'm pretty sure that we just saw the pre-MV for Sayu's graduation music video, because I would not doubt in my mind that Tsunku's gonna repurpose La 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 no PPP and use those images to make that music video for her. I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to recycle that song, because we've seen this trend throughout the graduation singles that members have gotten, is that Fukuda got her own like Never Forget song, and then Kei covered that later on, and then Ai-chan got her own brand new like never before sang single, and then Gaki did a cover of another song, and then Reina gets her own thing. And so I'm imagining that Sayumi's gonna get a cover of something or re-sing something she's already sung, and I have no doubt in my mind that he's gonna use La La no PPP. But still, it was a very cute VTR for the concert, and I just wanted to point that out because it was really cute, and it was one of the highlights of this concert, and that's bad. Kimisa blah 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 is next in the track, and I really appreciated these white dresses compared to the yellow ones, although someone on Tumblr pointed out that there is a line that talks about the sun, and there's a point where they're all moving their arms up, and they look, if you were to look at it from above, it would look like sun rays, and it makes sense as far as the context of why they're wearing yellow, and it's a really cute idea, but I liked the white ones better. I just think that how they were styled wasn't really fantastic, and the vocals were like subpar. I feel like no one really caught my attention, and Riho just sounded really, really, really bad compared to when I've heard her before. So I just was really ripped out of this song before it began. Help Me is next. Sakura sounded so much better than I have heard her perform her lines in this song previously. I feel like before she was really doing a lot of throating sounds, and it didn't really sound musical. It just sounded like she was just trying to make noises, and even though I think that she sounded great in those performances, I feel like it just wasn't that great. But this time around, I feel like she's really gotten control of her voice and is really finding her sound in the group, and so I appreciated her solo so much because she sounded way better than everyone else, and it was just kind of like, hey bitches, let me show you how it's done. Riho went from not as bad as it could be to totally as bad as it could be throughout this entire song, and there was just this back and forth where she sounded not so fantastic, but then she sounded really horrible, and it was just upsetting to see like that she was making some progress and then went all the way to the other side. And Also, as far as the vocals are concerned, everyone in the harmonizations were not harmonizing. They were just screaming. And so this performance really killed this song for me in a bad way because no one was singing. They were all just screaming their little lungs out, and it hurt me. I could hear every individual member in each one of these group lines, and that is never good when you're dealing with group lines. You want everyone to sound fluid and flowing, not hear everyone. Wakuteka Take a Chance is next in the set list. This one was just as bad as Help Me. Everyone was just screaming. No one was really using their voice control or volume control. They were just yelling. Now, the thing that really made me laugh and giggle is that they spared us the god-awful Riho screeching line, and Reina actually sang it. However, Riho did get the very last chance, but I just thought it was funny that they spared us of that, and I was very happy for that because I actually hate that line more than I hate any line in any Mori Musume song ever next to Riho's Woes live, and I'll talk about that later when I get to 1, 2, 3. Next we have Brainstorming, and again, tempo and pitch was just really off with this one. No one was really singing on tempo, and I don't know what happened here. It was just like what I said with the Colorful Character concert, is that for the first part of the concert, everyone was just really off their game, and then after they got past the VTR and came back out and kind of got their breath and everything, I feel like they got a lot better. And so I think that this is just that struggling point where they're trying to get used to the venue, but I don't know what happened because they just sounded so bad in this first whole segment of songs. Afterwards they sounded pretty good, but Brainstorming was just like the final straw in like, these are bad, this is not good vocals, girls, you could do better than this. Sakura, however, was awesome. Riho was Eri kind of surprised me a little bit. I feel like she was really upping her game with this one, and I wanted to mention her specifically because her hairstyle that she's done is so distractingly pretty, and I love what she's done with herself. And I feel like Mizuki had a lot of power in this one. Ayumi sounded great. Her line was spot on and awesome, and I feel like in this particular song she's really shown what she's able to do. But I think in later solos that she gets in this concert, I really feel like she takes steps back, but this one was a great step forward for Ayumi. Next we have Ogi Hitomi, which was really awesome to hear again. I really appreciate this song as a 6th gen song, and I liked hearing it. It's really sad to hear it without Eri, but I think that Sayu and Reina really commanded the lines well without her there, and I think that they did a very good job. Great job, Sayumi. I give you a clap for that because that couldn't have been easy to do those lines and execute them well. Warete Yu is next. This one was surprising to me because Haruna was more on pitch than Riho. That's not good. Considering that Haruna is one of the weaker vocalists in this particular lineup, I was surprised that she was more on pitch than the star of the group. Kanon was absolutely amazing, and I cannot sing this girl's praises more than I could in the previous concert because I feel like she got more lines this time around, and this time she really proved that she can sing those lines well. And a lot of people have been criticizing Kanon lately for her performance in this concert, but I feel like she was really at her best in this one compared to other ones where she really hasn't had much presence, and I'm glad to finally see her smile and she doesn't look like she's just upset. So whatever was going on before that she just hated her life in Mori Musume, I'm glad that she's past that and looks like she's enjoying herself again, because it was really heartbreaking to see this girl who came in the group with so much energy and presence and smiles, and then all of a sudden just reverted into I'm not smiling and I don't care about anything, to now coming into her energy again, and I appreciated that. The costumes for this segment of the concert were so cute. Ayumi's overalls, Sakura's dress that she had. Mizuki looked a little bit strange, but she was so rocking it. I liked the multicolored flags that they all had and the inspiration from this whole colorful era. I appreciated that, and I thought it looked good on them, and I liked the styling for it, and they all looked fantastic, and that is what I really want to praise the most over vocals and performances, because that was really what stuck out the most. I don't know if that's bad. I have said it before, I do not like What's Up, and so I skipped this song. I'm sorry, I just don't like the entire tone of it. It's just not a pleasant song to listen to, and it bores me. Okay, so now we have Medley 1. This is just another cut and paste medley. Congratulations, Sunku. Sakura rocked the hell out of Aika's lines, however, Egao Yasnud is just not the same without Ai-chan doing the riffs. Reina tried very hard, but it just did not sound right, and I almost wish that this song wasn't chosen, because it just, again, it didn't sound right. With Onagamenda Atenaza Ikanai, Riho, you are not Ai-chan. Stop trying. Someone stop pushing her to be Ai-chan because she's not. This was not the worst performance in the concert, but it certainly was not the best. Overall, it just kind of ruined this song, I think. With Nanchate Ranai, again, Riho is not Ai-chan. She will never be Ai-chan the way that this company has ruined her voice. And I honestly feel like pairing her voice next to Sayumi was just a bad decision. I would have liked it so much better if it had been Reina singing that intro line, because it was hard enough the first time when it was Ai-chan singing next to Koharu and the dissonance was so bad, but this time when it's just two really bad opening vocals, it just doesn't open up the song in a positive light. It just makes me not want to listen to it more. And by this point of the concert, it's just a bunch of sweaty girls jumping around and screaming. Kimagure Princess was meh. Reina was really off pitch, which was strange to me because Reina is anything but off pitch. She's always on pitch, and I was just very surprised to hear her not be on it, because she always is. What happened? Aishuna Romantic is next. Again, with this song, I just don't appreciate the guy voices in this song. Like, I don't appreciate them in other songs that Tsunku's done. I feel like it really just pulls me out of it and doesn't make me interested in the song. The vocals were okay. Those girls really know how to lip sync, so it wasn't a bad performance, but I just couldn't really get into it. Rock no Tegi was next, and Reina sounded really good. I feel like she struggled a little bit to keep on tempo and pitch with this song, but I feel like overall she did a very good job. I don't understand though why we needed background dancers. That just seemed awkward and forced to me, and it was just strange that they had them there. I understand why Masaki was there because she's very important to Reina, but I don't understand why Riho had to be there. If they were going to do background dancers, I would understand if they wanted to do Riho and Ayumi, but putting Riho and Masaki was just strange to me, and I don't understand why we needed them in the first place. So Tokimeke is next. This was absolutely my least favorite song choice so far. However, it had the best vocals of this entire concert in my opinion, and that is sad that the song choice that I think was the worst for this entire venue was the one that sounded the best. I also have to say about the costumes that they were wearing, I really appreciate the generation specific costumes that they had on, and I like that they were honoring the leaders of the group, Sayu with the pink in the back and Reina with the blue borders on the front, and even Sayu had the blue bows that are on it, but the costumes looked so uncomfortable and I felt bad that they had to wear them because they looked like they were literally just plastic that were wrapped around their bodies. They were super cute, but they looked uncomfortable. Next is Medley 2 because 1 wasn't enough. This one was not very good. The interludes weren't catchy or creative, and I feel like Tsunku just gave up at this point. Ambitious Yashin Tekite Ijan is the first one, and I was really concerned about how this song would sound. However, everyone sounded good with the exception of Riho. Someone though botched the opening line and overshot it, but they quickly shut up, and the song was pretty impressive as far as the vocals were concerned. And it was very nice to hear this song considering how important it is for Reina that it was such a Reina-centric song, and so it was good to hear this in the medley. I just wish that it would have been executed just this much better. Naichou Kamo is next. Again, Riho is not I. Up until this point in the concert, with the exception of the beginning, everyone was pretty much good with their harmonizing and their pitch, but all of a sudden this one just ruined it. And I feel like everyone just went back to screaming. Again, that they stopped being this collective unit and started becoming all these individual voices yelling and screaming their voices out. So this was just not a very good performance. Renee Hunter is next. Riho is no more gaki than she was Ai-chan. I did not like this song and I did not like these vocals. It was probably one of the most poor vocals in this entire concert so far. Next is Only You, and do I need to say it again? Riho is not I. She has destroyed her voice, and this song was trashy. It did not sound good at all. Minkan was next, but I pretty much have lost faith in this medley at this point, and I really just couldn't get through this entire song because it just was not impressive. I feel like this particular medley really took a bunch of songs that I love and that I really get into and I can really enjoy and just destroyed them and made me not interested in them as far as this lineup can take it. And so I'm hoping that in maybe 10 years when there are more girls, if Morning Musume is still even a thing, that these songs will be able to be re-performed and I'll enjoy them again. But I just couldn't get into it with this lineup. And then finally for the medley we have Kareto Issho ni ga omisete ga shitai. And again, this is a song that was not really fantastic. They had a lot more energy than in the Colorful Character concert, and I really gave them negative points for that performance last time, and I feel like they really upped their game this time, but it still wasn't fantastic. Next we have 1, 2, 3, and again, this song vocally has gotten so much better than the last time I heard it, but it's still not exactly where it needs to be. It's hard to do auto-tune songs live. That is just a known fact. As far as musicians will tell you, that it's very difficult to properly execute an auto-tuned song live. And as much as I respect Sunku for wanting to be like, yes, my girls can sing live, I feel like he really just needs to dump this live singing thing and just go with lip syncing the tracks, because it's getting hard to hear these songs over and over and over again and no one sings them very well. So I don't know about this song, and it was hard. I did like that they spared us Riho's line at the end, and I think it was more just like someone in the back was like listening and they were totally intent in it, and all of a sudden they just heard Riho screaming her woe line, and it was just like, shit, turn her mic off, turn her mic off, turn it off. And it was almost sad to me because it looked like she had no idea that her mic had been turned off. Like she was still singing, getting into it, and her hair was flying all over the place, and she was like, her face was red, and I feel like no one told her, honey, we turned off your mic during your last couple woes because our ears exploded. Sorry. Have a wonderful day. Next we have Dokkan Capriccio. This song was very uncomfortable to watch for me, and I feel like the police are gonna come and arrest me for watching it. However, the vocals were pretty decent. I just felt really uncomfortable with it. Next we have Kira Kira Fuyo no Shiny G. This song, I have to admit, I really hate, but I feel like Reina brought her A game, and I think that she really brought a lot of energy and presence into this song, and I think that that giant bow dress really gave her a lot of energy and happiness to perform this song. And I also think that she's gotten to the point in the concert where she realizes that she's this close to never having to be in this group again, and I think that she's really just stepped up her energy. Finally, wrapping up the song, we have Happy Dai Sakusen, which is a really mess song for me, and while I appreciate that everyone got lines, this was neither here nor there. It was a pretty decent performance, but it just was like a mediocre concert ending for me, much like the Colorful Character concert ended. It was just like, why did we need to end this mediocre concert with a mediocre song? Like, I know that Love Machine and Renner Revolution 21 are so overused and so overplayed, but I would have liked something with a lot of energy at the end that they could have just had fun with and partied and rocked out. You know, I feel like that would have been a better ending to this concert, because the energy, I feel like, moved up and down and shifted everywhere, and there was nothing really like spectacular and there was nothing really fantastic, but it was just kind of meh. And then Riho would like teeter the totter over to like the bad, and then Sakura like balanced it out and like made it good, and then Reina was like back and forth, and then Sayu was really great. Sayu was awesome and her vocals were amazing, and Mizuki had energy and presence which she's never had before, and Eri is controlling her voice and is sounding better. Kanon is fantastic and has so much strength in her voice. We have Haruna, who's super on pitch these days, and she's never been on pitch before, and she's trying, and you can see that she's really pushing herself to be better. We can see that Misaki is really challenging herself with her voice and really is trying to break out of that squeaky, nasally mouth sound. Ayumi is taking so many steps forward with her vocals, and we see Kuro, who's always on pitch with the few lines that she gets, and I feel like we're seeing this balance where the group is like almost there and it's so close to being decent, but then we have vocalists that really tear it down, and we have poor decisions by Sunku and management to have vocalists that can't sing and perform the lines well, and that really ruins the songs. But I feel like we're moving to this point where we're getting better, but then we just drop everything off near the end, and we really don't try to do anything spectacular or amazing for the fans that paid so much money to be here. Not that I was actually there, I'm speaking as a collective whole. And I really feel like this song didn't do anything fantastic for the concert, and as a matter of fact, I feel like it really dragged it down to depths that it didn't need to be at. However, we did end the concert on a positive note. In the final encore of this concert, we got to hear Shabondama, which is the song that I've really been wanting to talk about more than any of these other ones, because Shabondama really made me happy. This was a totally Reina-centric song. Reina sounded awesome. She rocked the hell out of this song. And you could tell that they designed these particular distributions for her, and everyone else was just there to make her look better. Riho is still not Ai-chan. She will never be Ai-chan. Her vocals were terrible, and miserable, god-awful, but everyone else sounded so good. Mizuki, again, had energy and power in her voice, which is something that I have never seen from her. Kanon has been getting so much flack for her line, but I think that she honestly sounded the best. She sounded so good. Sakura, again, rocked the hell out of her lines. I'm not sure why Eri got the Yossi line. I feel like that could have been given to someone else and it would have sounded better. However, I don't think that Eri sounded horrible. She didn't sound great, but it wasn't horrible. Then we have the 10th gen. Poor Haruna and Haruka barely got anything. Ayumi took steps backwards in this song for me. I don't think that she sounded fantastic. But Masaki sounded so good. She actually had energy and strength in her voice, much like Mizuki, which I was surprised to hear this. And Sayumi just sounded awesome and kawaii as ever. So I was happy with this performance and I really liked the way that it all sounded. I just wish that Riho had gotten just this much less lines because she is not Ai-chan and those lines were not suited for her voice and did not work well for her at all and did not flatter her. It actually just made her sound much worse than she actually is, which is sad because I feel like she can do decent vocals in songs like Brainstorming, but then we get to something like this where they treat her like Ai-chan and she's not Ai-chan. So again, sensitive Riho fans, I'm sorry if I offended. I'm not sorry actually. I'm not sorry if I offended you. I am sorry if I seem too critical of her. I'm critical of management for putting her up on a pedestal and white knighting her because she is not the white knight that Morning Musume needs. We need someone who has a strong, powerful voice. Someone like Mizuki, Kanon, or Sakura. Or Kudo, who's constantly on pitch. And a lot of people criticize Kudo for not being able to sing very well. And she has on and off moments. But when she tries, she sounds good. So I feel like, again, there's this teeter-totter thing where half the girls are really good, half the girls are not so good, and then we have one who's like in the middle who ruins everything, and then one who's like at the top who really sounds the best. And I feel like they're not utilizing their resources the way that they could. So those are my opinions, and those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your favorite performance was. If you would like to see it, you go to tudo.com. I found the link on Tumblr. Maybe I can try to find that and post it here so you guys can watch the concert on there. And you guys can tell me what you guys think. But those are my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts were. And I will talk to you guys all again next time with some kind of video that I decide to make. And if you guys want to hear more Morning Musume review kind of stuff, you can watch my Monday videos with my fiance Jacob. He and I we're reviewing the B-sides right now for this year. Last year were all the A-sides. You can check all those out on my channel. And I'll see you guys all again next time. Peace out. Digamasu.